Ever thought about starting a shoe business? What are the things you need to put in place? And what do you think you need to do in order for you to remain successful and to also have longevity? Today on Zero to Launch, we get to visit someone who has been doing this for over 21 years. I am Joe Hanson. The program is Zero to Launch. Welcome. Our guest today is David Okechukwu Ibe, CEO of St. David's, a seasoned leather craftsman and a talented shoe designer who started some decades ago with experience in the shoemaking industry. St. David's is known for top quality and first-class service delivery to both local and international market.
I have passion for footwear anyway, so I started far back when I was in secondary school. Yeah.
Did you learn it here in Lagos? Or
exactly, yes. Here in Lagos, yeah. There was a technical school where they make these shoes very close to where I was staying then, very close to my house. So after school, I just go there, sit with them and see what they're doing. But I never knew that would end up being what I'm going to do at the end of the day. So I just developed that passion. I love the creativity. I love the crafts.
What has been your growth in the space of 21 years?
It's something I have passion for. So there are a whole lot of challenges, but the only thing that still keep us firing on, I think, is just the passion behind the whole thing and one, people's feedbacks. Yeah, and we had this little kind of challenge when we all started because nobody wanted to wear anything made in Nigeria. Yeah, so when we started, in fact, I was advised to put like made in Italy on those shoes or things like that, but I stick to my gun. I said no, so I want St. David's to become a global brand. So I started using my name, St. David's, far back at then. And today, I found out that a whole lot of people are into this and they're doing the same thing. So people are actually proud to wear made in Nigeria today, but some people like us actually pay the price for that. Because then if it's not made in Italy or made in Brazil or whatever, nobody's going to wear that. So we started that. We stood out and said, no, this brand, Nigerian-made shoes must be recognized.
That's interesting to note. So in Africa as a whole, if you look at the continent Africa, and with what you've been able to achieve in the space of 21 years, would you agree or would you rightly say that if more is given to the continent with people like you who are creatives, who are hands-on, who can do things like this, that we can achieve more globally?
Why not? Apart from being, taking the business global or things like even Nigeria here, we're talking about a country of 200 million people. So that's markets already. So if 200 million people are to wear a pair of shoes, we're talking about 200 million pairs of shoes in a year. If they are to buy maybe like one person to two pairs, we're talking about 400 million pairs of shoes. And we don't have a factory in this country presently that can single-handedly that can produce 1 million pairs of shoes in a year. So where are those where are those shoes coming in from? Either from China, from Brazil, from all those things like. So there's a whole lot of market. Even before thinking, you were talking about globally or things like that. Let's look inward. Do you understand? We have the market here. If we can take over the market here, I don't think, going global won't be an issue at all.
You make mention of no factories in Nigeria. How are you able to cope when there are no factories? Do you have a self-made factory? And even if you do, materials, resources, how do you handle all of these things?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Because right now, when we started, probably in Lagos, we were more than 50 shoemakers. Because basically what we do, about 90% of what we do is actually handcrafted. The machines we talk about, maybe we talk about the roughing machines or the sewing machine. These are the key machines that you actually need for that job. Other things are basically hand tools. So we're more than 50. But today, present I'm talking about, only in Lagos, I think we're over like 5,000 shoemakers in Lagos. Yes, we're over 5,000 shoemakers in Lagos, all in this secluded small factory, because those machines are not expensive, except you want to go big, but you need all those bigger machines, you have to come in or things like, which I feel is not everyone that can afford that. And that's exactly what St. David's is looking at. Having a designated factory where I can actually service all the brands. That's just the whole vision.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. You make mention of the fact that except you have the rough machine and so on and so forth, what else is needed for you to be able to start up a shoemaking business?
I think the one is skill. You know, sometimes I'm actually disappointed When someone who don't have anything, maybe don't have the technical know-how about shoe, and the next thing you see the person on Instagram, you see the person on Facebook, with a brand, making a whole lot of, and I feel you don't do things that way. Do you understand? Shoemaking is divided into three parts. Number one is the designing aspect. Number two, which is the production aspect. Number three, which is the marketing aspect. Fine. But these three can't do without each other. Do you understand? So I feel even if you want to go on the marketing aspect, get the skills, understand the letters, understand those things, so that when you're speaking out there, do you understand, you can actually defend yourself. But most times you throw a question at this same core designers and they goof immediately because one, they don't know the technical know-how. It doesn't take you much. 3 months, you could get all the things, all the information you need about that, and you set up immediately.
So in that way, would you say digital or social media has helped your industry or has brought about a lot of mediocrity? Which one?
I think both. Because I've had some customers who came here complaining. They got a picture on Instagram and they ordered for this particular products. At the end of the day,
what you ordered versus what you got.
Yeah, exactly what you got and things like that. And things like that, you understand, actually like sending our image because people just feel it's the same thing or things like that. But sometimes by the time they walk into this place or things like that, they're like, why didn't you just post your things on Instagram? Sometimes we are kind of very reserved when it comes to that, because by the time you push most of this product or things like that, they have that same mindset that this is the same thing. So we feel by the time they see it all by themselves and they feel the quality. In fact, most of the customers we have are just referrals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most of the customers we have are just referrals. They see something on your leg, who made this, sisters and babies or things like that. Can I have his number? About 95% of my customers actually didn't get them via social media or things like that. They were like referrals, word of mouth, because Nigerians understand what quality is all about, and when they see quality, they know one and they will go for it, no matter how far the place is or things like that. So I have customers all over, from outside Lagos, outside the country, or things like that, just because of word of mouth.
Plagiarism is one problem shoemakers encounter in the face of digital marketing. Pictures are stolen, re-edited, and reposted. Buyers are scammed, and they lose money to unsuspected fake vendors.
How do you handle the issue of plagiarism? Now, this is a very big concern because you have cases where you make you come up with a very fantastic creative design of a shoe. You go ahead and produce it. You put your label on it. It's well packaged, and then if you decide to put it on social media, you decide to do that and say, oh, we only have limited editions and so on. And all of a sudden, that same design you put out there, there's somebody somewhere in another state who's saying, oh, we also have that same one. Even possibly the issue of taking your own picture and editing it on Photoshop. How do you cope with that?
We can't. That's a very big question. So that I feel there's nothing we can do about that. Yeah, like I said, innovation is just the soul of business. Shoes, call it loafers, Derby shoes, Oxfords. Many of us who made these shoes here. So the only thing that stands you out, I think, is your creativity. What are those things, the unique things, or what is your brand known for? For example, something like Christian Louboutin, when you see red bottom, you know it's him or things like that. It's the same loafers, it's the same shoes, the same. So you can't how would I put this word or things like that? You can't say you are just
you can't re-engine or
exactly or things like that. So for that, I am not worried. You understand? But I think there's this adage that if the birds know how to fly without perching, the hunters should also know how to shoot without missing. So it's one particular key that we use. For example, if this is what they want, we find another strategy. What is strategy? Now you get a unique material in the market or things like that. If you have all the money, close it down. Be it sole, be it leather or whatever things like that, close it down. So by the time you make that, no matter what, they won't be able to get that exact particular material. That's the only way. Because sometimes you chalk out these particular designs, we have it, we can give you 1,000 pairs of slippers, do the whole 1,000 and push it out there. So by the time before they finish copying down other things, like you're out with another designs. That's the only way. But telling me they won't copy your designs, forget it. We all copy designs.
Yeah.
But how we now, present it is what differs.
Okay, so let's look at the materials, the resources that you use in making these shoes. Where and how do you get your resources, your materials, your leather? Are they locally made? Are they international? Or how? How do you put these things together and ensure that the business keeps running?
Yeah, I think it's savings anyway. Yeah, first is savings. Before you think of any other way, it's savings. You have to save. If there's anything that actually taking me this far, I think it's just savings. And you have to discipline yourself to actually do that. And the material aspects, most of the materials that we use here, because if you really want to compete with the global brands per se, you might have to use the same thing that you're using. So here in Nigeria, we don't produce most of the leathers, and we have leathers here in Nigeria, and we have tanneries in the northern parts. But the finishing, more or less like the crude oil that we have crude oil, but we don't refine here. So it's the same thing with the leather.
Oh, okay.
So we have the leather, they finish it to a particular level, it's sent out. You'll be surprised that leather is the second largest exporting this after oil in Nigeria. Yes, there's so much money they're making, but they are not able to finish that particular leather to the standard where I can use to make my shoes. So we depend wholly on imported leathers. So we have importers who bring in these leathers. But it will shock you that this same leather we talked about, a leather that was lifted out from Nigeria here, out there. So what we get is just a remnants, stock. So by the time they finish using those ones, they will send back the stock to us. That's what we get. Because if I had to buy the exact leather, my shoes will be so expensive that nobody wants to buy it here. So most times all we do is we'll buy off the stock, and that's exactly what we use in creating most of these things that you see here.
Wow.
Coming up next, is it possible for a locally made brand to be accepted internationally? Find out after the break. This is Africa. I bet you've heard a lot about it. But this is what you need to know. It's the home of the youngest and fastest growing population in the world. This, my friend, is opportunity right here. This is the future, and everyone wants Africa's attention. You need a voice that's African, young, conversational, a platform with the potential to reach millions of people across the continent with content they can relate to, such as lifestyle shows, sports and news, just the way they love it. Imagine all the people you could be talking to on News Central TV. Well, don't just think about it. Contact us for sponsorship and advert bookings. Put your brand where Africa is watching. It's News Central TV. Shoemaking business is a serious business, and our guest is one who has been in it for over 21 years.
There's this thought that if you make a shoe, the name affects the way in which people patronize or buy the shoe. Okay. So we see some shoes where they have like some Italian Visco La Gamma or whatever, I'm just saying. Yeah. And these shoes are made here in Nigeria, but they just want to add those Italian name in order for it to sell. And you also alluded to that in your earlier comments. How true is that statement that a St. David would not be, although it's English though, so it could cut across internationally, but a locally made brand, is it possible for a locally made brand who is making shoes in Nigeria to cut across other parts of the world or go global?
Why not? Like I said before, how people all the way from UK, United Kingdom, US, other countries like that, they all flew down to this place to buy our products. So what then are we talking about? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Our shoes has gone far across the board or things like that. So it's the same thing. Why not? I mean, because in fact, someone actually told me when he had that name, St. David or things like, say, it's a Nigerian brand. Say, yes, it's a Nigerian brand. It's actually, that name was actually given to me by God. You understand? That name was actually given to me because it has whole meaning. And what are those meaning? The saint stands, the saint, which is the ST, stand, because that's when God told me specifically, said, if you want this brand to go, let me handle it for you. The brand saints, which is God himself, then the David, which is me as the messenger, then you have the apostrophe, then you have the S as supporters, subordinates, some people somewhere, someday who actually take this brand to the next level. And that's exactly where the St. David is right now. Somebody needs investors, because by the spirit grace of God, what we've been able to achieve over 20 years to actually build this brand in terms of quality, you understand, in the heart of people, and that has come to stay. So right now, all we need is just an injection and put that together, bring some able hands and, minds, like mind or things like that, and take it to the next level. You'll be shocked that tomorrow when you said this is a St. David place or things like that, and people will tell me, I know this guy, I have those testimonies people send to me or things like that. I bought his shoes 1999 and I'm still buying his shoes up to today or things like that. So we're global already. Oh. We are there.
Oh, absolutely. Let's take a look at the back room. Okay. You mind putting us through on how your hands get busy in ensuring that the shoe comes out very nice?
Why not?
Okay, so let's do
that. That's my passion. Why not?
All right then.
Let's learn from the master, St. David's, and see how it is made, from the cuts, the patterns. It is time for us to see how a leather slippers is made.
So what else do you do to this now? Now that you've, fixed it into the sole, do you is it gummed into the sole? I mean, I'm a novice, so I need to learn.
Because we're going to hand stitch this.
Okay.
This particular part.
Okay, round.
Yeah, round. Because of the zip, to hold the zip together with this.
Okay.
So we'll do that, and that's all for it.
And that's all.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it looks pretty simple, but I know there's more to it.
There's more, yeah, exactly. Because just like I said, so shoemaking is divided into three parts. The design aspect of it. But before this, at least you would have come to the design, and the only way you can interpret this particular design for people to understand what you actually have inside is by making it. So this goes through a whole lot of process. For example, this is the mold. Okay. This is called the mold. Yeah.
This is called the mold.
It's a shoe mold or shoe last, that's what they call it, depending on which. Then this is the maxing tape. So you have this particular design. The first thing that comes into your mind is you have the mental design. I don't know what you have there. Okay. So the first thing you do immediately is you have either a jotter or just you can come out with a design. Okay. You just come up with design, because once that idea comes in immediately, you don't trap it down, and that one can just take over. So by the time you sketch this, at least rough sketch of what you want the thing to look like, it's like a rough sketch of this. Okay. So with this, then you can use the mold. Then use this and maxing tape. You understand now? You max it around just like this.
Oh, I see. So you have different sizes, different leg sizes.
We have one for slippers, we have one for sandal. Like this is for slippers, this is for the shoe. Okay. Yeah. That's for a female sandal. This is for a male sandal.
Is it one size fits all?
No.
45,
all the sizes from 39 to 48 can even size fit. Okay. It depends.
Do you make for kids?
As from 10
that's
years.
a different market.
From 10 years.
That's from 10 years.
Exactly.
Okay. So after you do the design, you go ahead to put everything here.
Yeah, you do the design. The first is the maxing tape. Okay. And you come out with a pattern. There's something they call pattern. I will show you some. This is it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what they call. This is what they call the pattern.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So you come up with the pattern.
You come up with the pattern. You understand?
Okay. After this.
After this, then the leather. This is the same leather here.
Oh. Okay.
So this is the leather. Right? So you come up with the leather. Then use this. all you need to do is manage your leather very well because they are
Yeah,
actually
you
hard
said
to
you
get.
mentioned, that.
Yes,
These are the stock.
These are the stock, exactly.
Yeah.
So you have the first one here. Then you turn for the second one, which is the left and the right.
Left and right.
So to give you, this is the right leg, and this is the left leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the thing with people saying that the left leg is usually bigger than the right leg?
It depends. It depends. I don't think it depends. Some people their right legs are bigger than their left. Why some? It depends on the person. I'll say. But mostly, I think it's the left leg bigger than the right.
Nice. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe if you're a left-handed person, maybe there could be an exception anyway.
Okay. Can I see that leather too?
All right.
Wow. Okay.
This is treated. This is where we find leather.
Fine leather.
Yeah.
So
I think I have a Nigerian leather. Yeah, I have a Nigerian leather.
Is there anywhere in Africa where you could also get leathers like this?
Yeah, Egypt.
Egypt.
Yeah, Egypt, Morocco.
Morocco.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then one other place again is Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Yeah, Ethiopia.
Wow.
They're actually doing well in terms of leather.
Leather. And Nigeria is supposed to be on that map too, if only we can get it
We
refined.
said we are the giants of Africa, so we're still waiting.
But I'm sure we'll pretty much get there, hopefully.
But one thing I'm actually excited about is the shoemaking is actually coming in to stay. You know, I was with one of my mentors, that was 2 days ago, and he was telling me, he said they've actually captured the fashion industry, they've captured the movie industry. He said, because I made something like this for him, you know, he was really amazed, and he was telling me, I don't know if you know him,
What's his name?
Moody
Oh yeah,
Africa.
Moody is a very good friend.
So all his shoes, I make all his shoes.
Oh, nice.
I make all his shoes. So he was telling me, he said, David, he said one thing that he wants to tell me is, so very soon, because the shoemaking thing right now is taking over. So that's what he said. He said he's taking over. So we should just be patient. And that's what I'm excited about because believe you me, when we all started, it was really discouraging to really come out there and tell people that you make shoes. But today, you know, a whole lot of people are coming to the whole thing, and I'm sure the next 10 years, I might not be talking about imported shoes again in this country. I'm very optimistic about that. Yeah, because Nigerians are really doing well. I've seen a whole lot. You understand? I've seen a whole lot. People are coming out with, you know, with crazy designs. People are coming out with innovations. People are coming out with a whole lot. And let me quickly fix these slippers. I don't know if you don't mind.
Yes, I don't mind.
These are already patterns that I've actually developed. You know, like I said before, so almost everything we do here, about 90% to 95% are just probably like handmade.
Handmade.
Not that you have, if you're looking at mass production, you actually have machines that will punch all those things.
Okay.
That can do maybe 100 at a time, or even 1,000. Talk about at a time. But because here we're not doing a mass.
Okay. But that's a dream, right? That's a dream.
Yes, that is the dream. But the whole lot comes with its
Factory, big space,
power,
manpower.
a whole lot. Because if we don't solve the issue of power here in this country, the cost, the overhead will be too much. Yeah, because most of those things runs on power. Like what I just did now, you could have a machine that can just punch 1,000 at a time.
Wow.
And cut them off instead of doing it one by one, doing it manually, one by one. Like most of this thing stops at my table here. Yeah, I handle the quality control.
Oh, which is good.
Yeah, I also handle the cutting because most times the staffs working for you might not really understand that.
Yeah.
Whatever goes out of this place is our image.
Yes.
And that's I guide jealously.
Which is good.
So before you see any products in the showroom or things like that, it has to come here. Everything starts and stops at this particular place. Then we have to vet and look at it very well. Then before we push it out there. I've been doing this for the past 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
past 20 years.
So even in your sleep.
Yeah, I think and I dream about shoes all the time. Good boys.
I'm sure when you started, you made a few mistakes here and there.
Woo! You talk about mistakes. Yeah, mistakes is part of what makes you perfect anyway. So you make one particular mistakes, you don't repeat that mistake anymore. So you at least you learn from your mistake. A whole lot of mistakes anyway. A whole lot. But then you won't be seen it as a mistake. Oh.
Mm.
Yeah, you won't see it as a mistake at that particular time. Yeah. But with time, you don't no. So this was just the wrong way of doing it. And
Would you advise young Africans who are about to go into the shoemaking business to rather just learn it online or to have their hands on at a school?
get your hands dirty. If you actually want to do this job, that's the truth. Get your hands dirty. Whether online or not online. I don't know how online is going to tell you because for me, leather is all about texture. With texture, not just you seeing it or things like you have to feel it to know which particular leather. I mean, which particular leather goes for particular jobs. That's a mistake most of the new shoemakers are making right now. Some of the leathers for slippers, they use it for shoes.
Oh, so there are different types of
different
leathers
type of leather, exactly, yes.
Okay.
There are different kind of leathers. Different types of leathers. Different types. You understand? And that's key. So if you can understand all that, believe me, yes, you're in business. And that can just come like that. You have to learn the skill. You have to understand which leather for a particular products. And if you can't get the exact texture that you want or things like that, there are also techniques to work a particular leather to get to that particular level. So yeah. For example, this particular shoe that I made here, the leather was very soft.
Okay.
Very soft. Yeah.
I think that's the same one.
The leather was very soft. I was actually looking for a black leather things like that. So how to work on the leather to get to this particular texture.
Yeah.
So this is for a novice. You get to the market and you're looking for this particular thickness of leather, things like that. You might just go in there and come back without buying anything. But if you go through the required skill or things like that, you will know that whatever leather, as long as the leather is neat, you can work it to that particular level that you want. So this is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So for every slippers, this the mold.
Must go.
Yeah, for the sizing. So once I'm done with this, I send it to the workshop where they will just do the remaining and bring it back here.
Okay.
Yeah. You can see that.
Wow. And it has your press there.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to see the finished product of this.
You should be able to wait. You should be able to wait. Because
Yeah, but we could just take a look at the ones that are finished, so to say.
That's a problem.
Providing top quality leather shoes for the classic man and woman with years of experience. Internationally known, respected for his craftsmanship, we can say that St. David's is certified zero to lunch.
Hello everyone, my name is David Ibe Okechukwu, the CEO of St. David's Leather World. I started from zero to launch.